Willow, a very big moment for the ABR Access podcast this morning.
Mate. Massive.
We are joined by our very first guest on the show, and we haven't mucked around. We've got one of the big dogs in. We've got Mr. Kyle Chalmers live from Leipzig in Germany. Welcome, Kyle.
Thanks for having me, guys. I didn't realise this was actually the first one, but I guess it's only up from here in terms of guests you're going to get on the show. So good on you for starting at the bottom.
No, we are very grateful, mate, because I think it's quite late at night and you've just got off a live cross with Sunrise to join us. So obviously you start with the small fish and then you jump into the deep end with us. But we are very grateful because we know you've been flat out, obviously, Com Games, and over in Europe, I think you got European Championships coming up. So, we are very grateful for your time, mate.
No worries. Thanks for having me on. But yeah, it's always challenging when you're in Europe. You've got to adapt to the time zone to be able to train and race, but everything else happens back in Australia. So you're kind of almost on the clock 24/7 when you're in Europe. So
yeah,
making it work just.
But you're lucky you've got your family over there at the moment. Are they over in Germany with you currently?
No, they're actually... So my wife is racing at the European Championships in Paris next week. So they are currently in Oslo in Norway on a Norwegian training camp before the competition starts off. So Ingi's with her teammates and Astrid's with Ingi and Ingi's family for support. And I'm out in the trenches on a training camp trying to get fit so I can redeem myself in 4 years' time at the 2030 Commonwealth Games.
Well, fresh off the Commonwealth Games, mate, how was the lead up and the excitement heading into the Glasgow competition? How did you feel you prepared kind of this time heading in compared to other major competitions, Olympics, Com Games in the past?
Well, I mean, as every parent out there would know, it's pretty challenging, I think, the first 12 months of becoming a parent for the first time and kind of navigating that. But then when you throw in that not only me, but also my wife are athletes as well, and we're trying to train and recover. And as you guys know, with horse racing, it's very similar being a human athlete. Like, it's a lot that goes into it. So having a baby keeping you up at night maybe isn't the most ideal preparation to be at your absolute best, but to be able to have my wife and daughter in the grandstand with me in Glasgow, sharing my special moments with me, was probably my most proudest moments or cherished moments throughout my swimming career. Being able to embrace my wife and hug and celebrate with my daughter and her hold my medals. I think it was just a celebration of the last 12 months to get to that point. So I kind of like the Commonwealth Games is a big competition, but in the big scheme of things, our biggest competition is the Olympics and the World Championships. So it's kind of a stepping stone towards LA in 2028. So yeah, I mean, I'm super proud. I couldn't have done anything better. I couldn't have asked for much more in terms of results, and pretty stoked with how everything went.
Yeah, well, firstly, Kyle, congratulations, mate. Obviously, understanding myself as a father, it is very difficult to perform on the world stage with your first child in tow for the first 12 months. It's an amazing effort. I wanted to touch base on how you handle expectation, because obviously, one of the best to ever do it in the 100 sprint, and you're now, a bit of a veteran in the sport. Do you still get nervous going into a comp like that, or does now having a little one give you a bit more perspective and you kind of separate the two and you go in and handle your own expectations, but also then you've got the whole of Australia supporting you as well? How do you deal with that? Because I guess in our side of things, we're always dealing with our own expectations in terms of horse racing, but also the owner's expectations, which it's another thing to deal with.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty tough. You're dealing with the internal expectations as well as the external ones that you can't really control. But for me, I think it's funny, like a lot of the coaches and even some of the athletes, but mainly the coaches asked me that a few times, like, oh, do you still get nervous for this, or do you kind of really care what's going on? But I think for me, I've been like I've had success at the Commonwealth Games in the past, and I've been able to win all the races I've ever entered in there. So the pressure and expectation was kind of off of me this time around. Like I've been there, done it before, and it was honestly about enjoying the experience. Like I think, the last time I was at Commonwealth Games, I was 24 years old. So there was still the pressure and expectation. I hadn't won a Commonwealth Games gold medal. So it was like, go to the games, find out where my bedroom is, find out where I get my food from, find out where the bus gets me to the pool, and I didn't probably enjoy the experience as much as maybe what I did this time around, where it was like I actually really enjoyed getting presented my Australian uniform and trying everything on and being a part of the Australian swimming team, because you start to realise that doesn't last forever. So you want to kind of enjoy it while you can. So I didn't feel that the pressure and expectation was on me nearly as much as it has been in the past. So I was able to kind of fly under the radar a bit more this time and just enjoy that moment, because you work so hard for it. Like, I think everyone kind of gets caught up in trying to win medals and have success, but being able to, actually enjoy the moment you work so hard for is a lot easier said than done. Like, I guess it's the same as you guys. Like, you want to be able to enjoy the race and see how the horse actually goes, rather than kind of thinking about, all the owners and stuff going on in the background, all that background noise that you can't control. So, like I said, very much easier said than done, but this time around I truly did enjoy it. And on nerves, like, yes, I still get nervous, but I actually force myself to get nervous because it doesn't come as naturally to me as it once did. So I know that I get I swim my best, and I have my best races when I am a little bit nervous. So I'll try to force that out of me a little bit and put a bit of pressure and expectation onto myself to get nervous, and then hope that carries on into the race, because it just takes me out. And that first 25 meters of my 100 freestyle is just that full nervous energy, which is nice.
Yeah, you've clearly done this before, man. That was an outstanding answer. Just on your preparation, talk us through, firstly, your results over in Glasgow. You were quick to remind me you did get 3 golds over there and did become the most successful male swimmer over in Com Games history. Talk us through a day in the life, maybe like the lead up, any superstitions, routines you might have, dinner the night before, that kind of thing. Talk us through a day, like a comp day.
Yeah, I had to correct you on that one. I thought you might have checked out after day 2, but it was a 6-day meet, so managed to get a third one under the belt. But I mean, for me, race day honestly changes every time, because my sport involves me traveling to the other side of the world, and I've raced in 40 different countries now, or every state of Australia, and everything always looks different in terms of the food you can eat and have access to, the hotel or room situation. Like, you might have a roommate that's swimming different events to you, so they're up earlier and trying to nap at different times. So as I've got older, I've really tried to eliminate the pre-race superstitions, because it's just not possible to have the exact perfect preparation every time. And then I think if you miss something, like for me, I always love to have a banana before I race. Like, once I've done my warm up before I go into the marshalling room 20 minutes before I race, I love to have a banana, but some countries you just don't have access to them. So if you get to that point, you don't have access to a banana, I think it causes more stress than what it's actually worth. So I've tried to eliminate them. Most countries, yes, you have access to things like that, but you might race in, I don't know, Russia or somewhere a bit more foreign that maybe fresh fruit isn't as readily available. So, I guess for me, a race day, like, I'm going to swim a heat and then a semi-final that night. I'll try and get up probably 3 hours before I race. So if I'm racing at 9:30, I'm up by 6:30, have a big breakfast, and then I try to get to the pool roughly 2 hours before I race. Do my dry land exercises. So I go through I try to think about warming every part of my body up. So obviously the core and lower back's a really important one for me, my shoulders, do some active mobility stuff. And then I'm in the pool about an hour before I race, and I'll swim about 1,500 meters as a warm up. And then we're in the I put my racing suit on. I'm in the marshalling room 20 minutes before I race. So bit of protein post race, like a protein shake or chocolate milk's always a treat. And then head home, have some lunch, try and have a nap, and then do it all again at night for the semi-final. So swimming's pretty relentless like that, especially on a 6-day program. And we get drug tested all the time as well. So the first couple nights for me at the Commonwealth Games, I was getting home at midnight after I'd done my drug test and got back to the hotel. So you never really know what's going to get thrown your way. You just kind of have to roll with the punches and hope for the best, really.
Really good.
Yeah, so talk us through the Australian sport in Glasgow. Obviously, it was supposed to be in Victoria, I think, originally, these games. and they changed it to Glasgow. How many Australians were over there? Did you have friends and family over there as well? And I guess how did you get a good reception after once you got onto the to receive the gold medals?
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be in Melbourne, so it was obviously a little bit sad that it didn't go ahead in Australia because some of my favourite memories in like competing have been representing Australia in Australia with a home crowd has been amazing. But there was a period of time where the Com Games potentially weren't going ahead, so I was grateful Glasgow took on the responsibility of getting it done, and we got to do it. And my wife and daughter were able to be there, but I know I would have loved to have had more family and friends join, but it's just the expense of going over there. And I think it was about 500 Aussie dollars for a ticket. Wow. And if you add that up by 6 nights and morning swims on top of that, it's an expensive week. So, my wife and daughter this time around, no other family, but they're all supporting me at home. And I mean, there was 59 swimmers, I think, from Australia on the Commonwealth Games team. So most of them had family and friends there, and by the time we put them in the crowd, there might be a couple hundred Aussies that are up there singing the national anthem and supporting the Australian swimmers. So, definitely didn't feel alone there, that's for sure.
And you did just touch on your family, Ashton and Ingy, being over there for the first time. Did you get much of a chance to kind of leave that competitive bubble where you get to go out for dinner, or you get to take them out for lunch, you get to go and kind of experience a little bit of Glasgow outside of the swimming centre?
No, mate. I've all I ever see is hotels, swimming pools, and airports. Like I seriously, I hadn't left. Well, I'd left my hotel obviously to go to the swimming pool, but I had one final day in Glasgow after the competition had finished before I left for Spain that I got to walk to the train station, which was down the road. But otherwise, I seriously saw nothing of Glasgow, and you're pretty locked in, obviously. Trying to perform to the best of your ability, so you're kind of resting and sleeping in between races. And I got to see Astrid and Ingy a little bit, but again, it's challenging when you've got 4 or 5 hours in between races and you're kind of trying to refuel, recover, rehydrate all the R's to get ready to go again. And I'm a little bit older now as well, so I don't bounce back as quickly as I did maybe 10 years ago. So I've got to make sure I really take advantage of that downtime. So I mean, ideally, I'd love to spend as much time with Astrid as I possibly can, but that week of competing, you have to, I don't want to sound rude, but like you almost have to be a selfish athlete and put the racing first, because it is only 1 week of the year, and the other 51 weeks of the year I get to be dad first.
Beautiful.
Very good, mate. I guess one other question. Do you get to have a little blowout after you win 3 gold medals, to celebrate the victories, or is it just recovery and, back into the hotel room, or do you let the hair down a bit sometimes?
I don't know if you've seen any of the news this week, Willow, but I think
I'd love to.
Enjoyed
it. yeah. I'd love to, but for me, I raced on the last night, so night number 6, we had a team meeting straight away. I got drug tested, so I was there pissing in a cup in front of a bloke that decided to watch my urine leave my body. And then,
beautiful.
And then I did a bit of media, and then I wasn't back in the hotel room until about 1 a.m. by then. So most of my teammates had already wrapped things up, probably as lightweights, as swimmers. We probably only last 1 or 2 beers, and then are pretty ready for bed. So no celebrations just yet. I think I'll hold off until I get to come back to Adelaide and celebrate with my friends and family. And I've still got a job to do at the moment, so still kind of locked in. But I'm looking forward to catching up with a few mates when I get back.
Just on that, to wrap things up, what is something that you're most looking forward to when you do get home? Obviously, time with family and friends and a bit of downtime. But what are some of the things that you miss about Adelaide and Australia? I know you got your farm with your animals on board, and I'm sure there's other things that that you're missing. What is it you're most looking forward to when you get back?
I think me is like home cooked meal is like number one. Like, it sounds great having buffet food every day, but that just gets so repetitive after a while. And just having a home cooked meal is, I think, nothing better when you've been away. I've been away now for 4 weeks and I've got another 7 ahead of me. So by the time I get home, I'll be desperate for that. I think you start to crave your own bed. And then, to be honest, just being in my place away from everyone for a little while as well, and just being able to decompress. Like you said, I've got a little hobby farm, so just being able to be off my phone, off the grid, off technology for a little bit, and go feed the cows and just enjoy how good Australia truly is. Because I think when you come over here, you realise how lucky we really do have it in Australia. So I am keen to get home, but I don't want to start thinking about it just yet because I've still got 7 weeks ahead of me. I'm not even a third of the way through my trip, so I can't be getting too not homesick, but eager to get home just yet.
No, really good, mate. That is awesome. We won't keep you up any longer. I think, what time is it over there at the moment?
Or 9:50, but I'll be up for a little bit longer because Arsenal are playing at the moment. And
there you go.
You don't get to watch them live all that often
Yeah,
being in
no,
Australia because like 1 or 2 a.m. So I'll capitalise on that and watch the second half of the Arsenal game before I go to bed, I reckon.
Nah, perfect, mate. We really appreciate, as we said off the top, your time. As you just outlined, you're absolutely flat chat at the moment. So to make a little bit of time on a Wednesday evening is really, really great, mate. So we look forward to catching up when you get back. Obviously,
Yes.
Good luck for the rest of your comps. Hopefully you can bring a few medals back to Anguston. And we're happy to stay in touch and wish you all the best. And pass on a hello to Astrid and Ingy when you catch up with them next.
Perfect. Appreciate you guys obviously have worked around my schedule and got up really early to have me on as your first guest. So appreciate you guys having me on and look forward to catching up when I get home very soon.
Legend, mate. All the best.
Thank you, mate.
Stay safe.
Thanks, guys.